Hi, you guys. This talk is about couples and sleep. Hi, I'm Rob Sweetman, the Sleep Genius, and this talk is directed at the Homefront event where Jen and Tom Satterley put together an amazing event for Special Forces couples, some still active duty, coming from SOCOM, some retired and transition. But this topic that I want to talk about goes both before your transition and after. This is something that impacts all of us if we're in a relationship, and it's really a tough conversation. So I thought, what a better topic to bring up. Now, I do want to reference Wendy Troxel's book, Sharing the Covers. I did get her permission to talk about the topic. Now, Wendy Troxel is an expert in sleep, and she also has done the Rand Report on Sleep, which was a analysis of the military. And what they did was they analyzed how bad our sleep is in the military. For you guys that have never heard of who I am, I was a Navy SEAL and I lost a friend to suicide, which I believed it had everything to do with sleep. And this launched my career into sleep, and I've been obsessed and passionate about it for 7 years now. But I don't get to talk about covers with couples that much. So this is a great opportunity for me, to be able to talk about the different things that we're going to encounter when we're dealing with setting our schedule or coming up with a plan for sleeping together in the same bedroom. Now, we know that most couples are going to be assumed to sleep in the same bed, right? But is that the best choice? And I have this conversation all the time. I run the 62 Romeo program, which helps out veterans and first responders. That's 62romeo.org if you guys are interested. We run a 6-week program that really helps out veterans and first responders with their sleep. And we always ask the spouses to come in and get involved. Some of them do, some of them don't, but the spouse sleep schedule always has an impact on the veteran sleep schedule, as you might imagine. But my question that I want to pose today, and then I want to talk about this a little bit, is how does the veterans' night terrors or obstructive sleep apnea or hypervigilance and there's different types of insomnia, how does that impact the spouse's sleep? Are we driving the spouse crazy, right? Is their sleep negatively impacted by all of the problems that the veteran brings home and brings into the bed? And then the other thing is that if we have a hypervigilant veteran, what is the spouse potentially accidentally doing to keep that person hypervigilant and keep them on edge and never get any sleep? What we do know is that if we're not getting good sleep, we're not going to be in the best of moods. We might be a little bit more on edge. We might have more anger outbursts. This hypervigilance leads to even more problems. So if we are having issues with sleep, we can expect to have degraded sexual performance, issues with intimacy. In fact, sleep deprivation leads to a less ability to read facial expressions. We lower our emotional intelligence. We're not able to connect on the same levels. And in fact, sleep deprivation actually leads to a reduced size in genitalia, lower sex drive, lower testosterone and free testosterone, and a lower sperm count. Not good. Not good for the more spicier parts of intimacy and cohabitation for couples. So my question that I want to pose to you guys today is, what happens if we simply sleep in a different room? What if we sleep in different beds altogether and really focus on our sleep dojo? We focus on our sleep schedule. We focus on getting the best sleep of our life. What does that mean to us individually, personally, with our health and our wellness? And what does it mean to our relationship? Because, when you're on the airplane, they always say, put on your air mask first and then help the next person. If we're not taking care of our sleep, how can we take care of our spouse? How can we show up for the relationship effectively, right? And so one thought is that, well, if we sleep in different situations, maybe more like when we were dating, maybe we can get the best sleep of our life. However, the opposite side of that argument is that oftentimes we need that touch and that intimacy and that feeling of safety and security. And in fact, studies show that, positive relationships have positive health outcomes as well as longevity of life. And there's a lot of research surrounding the benefits of having that close intimacy. So this is a really tough topic, right? Because how do we get the best sleep of our lives if our spouse is disturbing us? Well, the first thing that we can do is, and I'll put a link to get Wendy's book here and on my website, but we can do one of these exercises. Now, these exercises can be found in the book. I think the PDF also comes with the Kindle and the Audible. But when we do these exercises together as a couple, as spouses, we can identify a couple of different things, right? And we can start to have a mature conversation about sleep health, sexual health, relationship health, and how we can work together to get the best sleep of our lives. Because I got to tell you guys, if you're not getting good sleep, the health outcomes are very, very bad. If you're getting great sleep, you're talking about a much better quality of life. So as we start to look at these worksheets, some things that we want to think about are, what is my sleep schedule, right? And when we look at our work schedule, a lot of times that dictates our sleep schedule. But then beyond that, we look at our chronotype. Are we a night owl or are we a morning lark? Sometimes I have couples that one person likes to stay up late and the other person likes to go to bed early and wake up early, right? And sometimes that wreaks havoc on each other's sleep cycles because, one person is still up on the computer in the bedroom, keeping the other person awake, and they're trying to get sleep. Not good. So that's the first part, right? Then we want to talk about how comfortable you are in general sleeping with your other partner. What are the complaints? Is one partner keeping the other one awake? Are there significant issues with kicking or snoring? Sometimes restless leg syndrome comes into play. These are all conversations that we need to have. Now, one thing that I do know is that once we're able to have a mature conversation and align the sleep schedules and really approach this from a mature position of like, how do we get the best sleep for ourselves, for our children, for the world? Once we start working together and getting these things in alignment, the results can be powerful. Now, I'm not here to tell you that, you should sleep separately or you should sleep together. That's a personal decision. But I will say that we need to consider what is best for us, not what society tells us, not what the norm is, not what everybody else is doing, but what is best for us to get the best sleep of our lives. It may be that you are able to have 5, 10, 15 minutes of very intimate, close time with your spouse, like clockwork every single day, build that connection, and then go your separate ways in terms of your sleeping situation. In fact, in history, traditionally, it's the wealthy people who were able to sleep separately in their own bedrooms, and it was the more poor people that had to sleep together in a room. Now, I know that's not really how it works today in society. The expectation is that if the man is not sleeping in the bed with the woman, it's a bad thing, right? It's an indicator of your relationship. But cohabitation does not indicate the strength and quality of your relationship, right? I think that having good sleep and having the positive health outcomes that come with that potentially outweigh meeting society's standards on cohabitation, right? So these are some of the things that I want you guys to think about. I encourage you to reach out to me at rob@62romeo.org, rob@62romeo.org. To ask me more questions. If you want to get involved in the 62 Romeo sleep program, you can. I also do private sleep coaching to help out in specific situations. I love doing this, guys. This is all I do. I want to thank Tom and Jen Satterley for putting on an incredible event. I'm really sorry that I couldn't present in person live, but this is my contribution. I have a lot more to talk about this topic, but I don't want to bore you guys. So please reach out with questions. I also want to give a shout out to John McCaskill wearing his shirt. Sorry I couldn't see you at the event, John. Anyways, I thank all of you who are serving our country, and especially the spouses that are supporting our brothers and sisters in arms. We need you. You're the support structure for this whole thing. And God bless America. Thank you, guys.